Hi everybody, welcome to Dancingluna Tarot. This is going to be a love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. We're just going to ask what's going on with the person that you're thinking about as you sit down to watch this reading. This is a general reading, so it will not resonate with every Sag out there, and that's okay. Take what you need, leave the rest. If it's not your story, don't try to force it to fit. Okay, so this is for Sag. What's going on with Sag's person? It's going to go one more time. What's going on with Sagittarius' person? Okay, I'm just going to get a few more cards. See what we have here. Okay. Where do you want to be? Middle, middle, middle. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Why is the Tower here? I feel like the Tower has come out like so many times in so many people's readings. I don't know. It's like people are going through it right now. Man. Okay. What is this person stuck about? Okay. Okay, Sag. So your person, you know, this is when you have a Hanged Man and a Hermit come out together, it would almost always indicate that your person is not talking right now. They're not communicating. They're sort of like in a timeout, getting a new perspective. They're sort of in their cave and introspecting, and it's not a bad thing, you know, for someone to take space and evaluate what's going on in their head. It can be, I'm sure, frustrating for you, Sag, if you are dealing with this. A person who's doing this, who's not communicating, I'm sure that can be really hard to deal with. But you know, when someone's in Hanged Man, they're sort of, you know, and Hermit, especially these two together, this is a person who is introspecting and they're really sort of navigating their thoughts. This isn't just a person who's like not talking because they want to be cruel or they want to be mean. This is literally someone who is going internal and trying to figure out their thoughts. They're trying to get perspective. They're trying to introspect and navigate like what's going on in their internal world. I feel like whoever you're dealing with has been walking a really hard journey. It's like they've been through it. Their 10 of Wands is like it's a card of completion, you know, of the journey, but you can see like this girl is weathered and she's tired, but she's still in okay shape. But she's, you know, she's been on a really long journey and she's almost to the end of it. So it's like your person, they may be like introspecting so much that they're tired. You know, or maybe they've been like just introspecting on their life and they're tired, but they're almost to the end of this journey. They're to the end of this journey, and I think that you're going to see a shift. You're going to see a shift from this Hanged Man, like out of this energy. Wheel of Fortune is here to say like where things have been tough, where your person's been tired and they've been introspecting, you could expect to see some change there. And what's it shifting? It's shifting where there's been some stuck energy. It's like your person, what they've been struggling with, it's possible that what they've been struggling with is an inability to make a decision in this connection, to move into a long-term commitment here, because this is a stalemate. This is a stuck energy, and then King of Pentacles is a long-term commitment. So they may be really juggling, going through this change. You know, it's like this may be a person that has like dealt with a lot of upheaval, a lot of sort of trauma, a lot of disruption in their life, and they're probably like just trying to get to a place where they're getting stable, where they're getting their bearings, they're getting their strength back, they're getting clarity here. Like Queen of Swords is sort of she is not very emotionally messy, right? But she's got clarity on what it is that she wants. So it's nice that this is moving from a sort of stalemate about long-term commitment into a Queen of Swords type of energy. But I feel like this person has had to like fight to get strong. This has not been an easy, this is not an easy change that this person is going through. I feel like they've been through something really tough. Something came in and rocked their world, and you may know about this, you may not know about this, but I feel like this person will open up and talk to you about it with Queen of Swords here. But I feel like something happened. Like towers are never pleasant. Towers are really can be like upheaval. They can be sort of destructive forces that kind of come and rip through our lives. But after a tower is usually a time of peace. So, and this is your person showing out strong afterwards, and it's nice that it's progressing from a Two of Swords into a Queen of Swords, because this is, you know, she's got a big sword in her hands and she can just cut this cloth off and she can cut through all the confusion. So I think there's some clarity on the way. There's some transition happening here with this Wheel of Fortune and with this perspective shift happening. But I feel like your person is on a journey of like working something out internally probably. And if you don't know about it, you probably will, this person will probably open up and communicate this with you. But this is Hanged Man, Hermit, and Two of Swords. This is not an easy sort of isolative mode to bust out of. But this Tower might be here to break your person out of that. They may sort of have an epiphany moment where they get clarity and they're able to kind of open up and talk. But let's see. We're going to look, Sag, at the upcoming energy in the near future. We're going to swap decks for this. What is coming up in the mutual energy in the near future for Sag and this person that they're thinking about? And near future, you probably heard me say it a million times before. Could be a week, could be a month, could be 2 months. I'm framing it up to the next few months. But everybody's timeline will be different. What's going on with Sag and their person and the mutual energy in the near future? Don't be too freaked out by Seven of Swords. He sometimes can show up in a weird way, but sometimes it's not like totally like that. So let's just see. Let's see what else comes out. Okay, why is Five of Pentacles here? Five of Pentacles here. Okay, so listen, Sag, your person might be your person might have some like issues with sort of confronting things head on and facing things head on. This is a person who sometimes can hold back things that need to be said, things that they, you know, things that they're feeling internally, but that they maybe don't have the confidence to face head on. This can be a conflict avoider, so be mindful of that. This person may not be like the best at like meeting you at the table and communicating in the upcoming near future energy. So there's a couple things going on here. You know, your person in the upcoming future, this is sort of like, this is moving out of stuck energy, right? And this is where someone is coming to the edge to sort of dive into this thing, right? And they're showing up to fight for it, right? They're showing up in their strength to fight for it. This person and you, this is the mutual energy. So we're not just focused on your person, but there's a lot of love in this connection. There's a lot of love in this connection. There's overflowing, abundant love in this connection. So if there's any doubts because your person's sort of in their head, please know that like there is love here. This is not just imagined. This is not just in your head. There's an abundance of love, and there's a desire to move. There's a desire to have momentum. This is like showing up at the edge to dive into this, to fight for this. There's love here. There's momentum here, but there is still some kind of like need for contemplation about this is an energy of feeling a lack of support, but the support is there. So it could be one or the other of you that doesn't feel like, you know, it may be because of this sort of lack of ability to sort of meet at the table and communicate that there's still something lacking here. And so there may be some more introspection needed. This may be like a thing where there's like internal stuff going on where there's like a desire to dive into this. There's a desire to fight for it. There's love there. There's a desire for momentum, right? But there's still this sort of, you know, there's still this sort of like, not like coming together at the same, like on the same page to communicate. And still like some type of fear of lack here that needs to be worked out. Let me just see if I can get some more clarity on where this is going with the Hermit and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like learning. This is like where there maybe has been a tendency in the past for you or for your person to feel a sense of lack, like not enough. This is a time of like learning. This is like also going to be a time of learning how to communicate. This is where a person doesn't know how to communicate, but this is where a person starts to learn. So maybe where there's been some feelings of lack or a feeling of a lack of support, like even in the mutual energy, maybe even for both of you, there will be some more introspection. I would assume that there may be some more time where like some more periods of where there's not a lot of communication going on, right? But then you'll probably experience times when there is communication. And this is sort of like a learning process where you're learning how to communicate with each other, right? So it might be that you're dealing with someone who hasn't really learned the art of communication, like effective communication, has had like a hard time when it comes to dealing with conflict. It might be a person who doesn't really know how to navigate conflict. They may have been like raised in a home where they didn't really have a voice. And so they learned how to deal with conflict by avoiding it, sweeping things under the rug, like not really talking about it. But it is transitioning sort of through this like this feeling of love and this sort of, see, there's a dove here, and that symbolizes peace, right? So it's possible that like through this connection that there's a sense of peace here, that there's not really a desire or a need to fight. And so it might kind of like open up a space where where communication can start to happen. So I would say you might not see like a ton of like shift here in the near future, but you might see progress. Like this to me is progress. Going from a Seven of Swords to a Page of Swords, you might see some progress, but this is still sort of like a space where this person is learning, or where you're both learning how to communicate with each other. So I would say this is like slow progress coming out of this energy, because you still have a Hermit here, but you have a Page of Swords. So there is some communication and clarity, but this is not like well-developed clarity and communication here, right? So, but there is a desire here. There is a desire to show up and fight for this, and there is love here between you. There is definitely love here between you. So, you know, not going to say that this is not going to be slightly frustrating, but, you know, just, I guess it's like you have to decide what works for you, and like what you're willing to engage in, and what you're willing to sort of sit tight for, and what you need to do that's best for you. But there's progress indicated here. This is not like a lack of progress, but this is still sort of underdeveloped. So just watch out for that, and make sure that you're, you know, taking care of yourself and your own needs, Sag, during this time. If you're dealing with someone who's like slightly frustrating on the like communication end of it, I know that can be really hard to deal with. So yeah, make sure that you take care of your self-care, and take care of doing what makes you happy. Remember to cultivate your joy, so that you can be okay, whether this person is like getting it together and communicating or not, because this person is still kind of showing up with a little bit of, you know, possibility, but a little bit of tough energy here with Hermit, Seven of Swords. A little bit of tough energy. I don't think this is a malicious person, a person who is like here to hurt or harm. That's not it. You know, I don't think that this is like player energy or anything like that. I just feel like this person has a really hard time with communication. They may tend to kind of stay in their shell a bit, because maybe it hasn't just not been safe for this person to communicate their vulnerability in the past. And it may be like that for you too. This may be swapped. This could also be a factor for you, and why it's showing up in the mutual energy. But there, you know, Ace of Cups is pretty much the most love that a human being can feel for another. So there's a lot of love under the surface here. So you can't discount that either. Yeah, so that's your reading, Sagittarius. Hopefully this resonated for you, and if it did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow the channel. And if it did not resonate, you can always check out your sun, moon, and rising signs for more information. But thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you so much for coming out and receiving this reading today. Take care, Sag.